From planes to rail cars, they're central to keeping the economy, people and goods, moving. Those cars, of course, must be made overseas with cheaper labor, right? Wrong. Some passenger rail cars are still built here in the U.S., in a state you might not guess. Let's go all aboard with Jane Wells in Sacramento.
California is expensive. It's highly regulated. It's unfriendly to manufacturing. Yet this is where German industrial giant Siemens is building rail cars.
The front end of this is an aluminum front end.
Wow. So it's a big Coke can.
It's a big Coke can.
This new state-of-the-art locomotive is being built inside a 600,000 square foot plant in Sacramento, the California capital, a place where Siemens has been doing business for 30 years.
The positive spirit that comes from California, there's an enthusiasm here that is unmatched anywhere else in the country.
Florida's governor recently encouraged California businesses to relocate to the Sunshine State. But ironically, Siemens USA is building these new trains for a high-speed rail line opening next year in Florida.
This is one of the passenger coaches.
Mike Reininger runs Brightline, owned by Fortress Investment Group, which is raising money from investors to build a $2.5 billion privately funded high-speed rail along existing tracks from Miami up the coast and eventually to Orlando.
Transportation that will unite the state of Florida.
Commuter rail is suddenly hot. Everyone's jumping on board. Brightline's strategy is fancy train stations, competitive prices, rail coaches with wide aisles, outlets, Wi-Fi, platforms that reach out to you, fast trips, and hospitality, betting it can lure some of the people making the 500 million car trips a year in the region.
So if we capture a single-digit percentage of that market, around 5 million people, we will have a very successful and important new business.
Other projects have forced Siemens to expand its Sacramento plant. It hopes to bid for one of the biggest projects of all, the California high-speed rail, which leads to one big difference between the Golden and Sunshine States. The Florida project is $2.5 billion privately funded. California's train will be taxpayer-supported and cost at least $68 billion. For Nightly Business Report, Jane Wells, Sacramento.